Hey everyone, Josh here with a close-up look at a Star Wars toy. And today we're going to unbox Luke Skywalker and Yoda from The Empire Strikes Back. And this is commemorating the 40th anniversary of the film. So let's go ahead and get these guys out of here and take a look at them. But before we get that far, I just want to real quick take a look at the packaging and see what we got going on here. And as you can see right off the bat, this is a little bit different. We have the Empire Strikes Back logo here, and then the little foil stamp up top where they're telling you this is the 40th anniversary. And then on the side here, what you have is the numbering. They're calling this D4. And a couple years back, what they were doing with the Black Series was they were trying to make deluxe sets. General Grievous, I'm trying to think, the heavy infantry Mandalorian characters that were bigger, came with more accessories, things like that. And I don't think they really kept up with the whole deluxe numbering system. I think it kind of fell off, but that's why you're seeing the D4 on the packaging. And then of course we have the character description, and I will go ahead and read that for you guys real quick. Luke Skywalker and Yoda, Jedi Training. Commemorating the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back with Luke Skywalker and Yoda figures. At the urging of Obi-Wan, Yoda agrees to instruct Luke developing his Jedi abilities. Alright, and that's a pretty accurate description of The Empire Strikes Back. And then of course we have some lovely artwork on there. But let's go ahead and get these guys out of the box. Been dying to open this one for a while. It's been sitting, one of the ones sitting in my cabinet staring at me all the time saying, open me, open me. Okay, so, oh, very cool. You can't see these in the box, but they have an extra head and hands for Luke. Very cool. So let's go ahead and pop Luke out of there, take a look at him, and alright, very good face sculpt of Mark Hamill. Alright, so, and then of course, he's just wearing the dirty jumpsuit and tank top, or jumpsuit pants anyway, from the film. And then real quick, since we got him out of the box and we're handling him, let's take a look at the articulation on this figure. And okay, so you have full rotation at the head, up and down, and then you also have a neck articulation. So he moves at the neck and the up here where his neck is connected to his head. And then here on his arms, you should have an up and down, full rotation, and then we have a bend at the elbow and a rotation. Very nice. And just wrist back and forth and rotation on that. And then going down to his body here, you can see they've got some mid-torso articulation and a little bit of even side to side and forward, and you can rotate it. So, and it like clicks. So that's cool. And then nothing at the waist, and then coming to his legs here, you should have forward, a little bit of backwards, just the way they have them sculpted here. That's really all you get going backwards. It's kind of different. I've never really seen that before. And then you should have rotation at the leg here and the upper thigh, a bend at the knee, and then you should have foot rotation and a little bit of back and forth. So very cool. Very, very good articulation. A whole bunch. Looks good. Very nice. All right. So going from there, we're going to go ahead and pop Yoda out. And one of the things, and he is actually wearing a cloth robe, which is very interesting. So one of the things I wanted to show you guys real quick. So you'll notice this figure is very small, and I believe that's, as we go through this figure, you'll see he fits into the backpack from the film. But one of the things I have with me right here is one of the archive Yoda figures, and you can see the difference that they did. You can actually see the size, the archive one, and it shows you on the back, and I do not have this figure with me. He's from a 2014 Black Series with the blue stripe. but you can just see the difference in the Yodas. And, you know, it's supposed to be the same character. You got the little thing around his neck, the little belt with the rope and everything, and his cane. But, and of course that one comes with a lightsaber in case you want to do some Clone Wars stuff. But just to show you, I mean, the head sculpts are different a little bit, and they're just, the figure itself is much shorter, the 40th anniversary one. So there are different versions of Yoda out there available, and just because he's really tightly wrapped, I'm not going to try to take his robing off, but I do want to try to look at his hand sculpts and everything and see what kind of articulation we can get through the robing. But there you go. Very good face sculpt of Master Yoda. And let's see here. Just looking, we should have full rotation at his arm. And I want to not mess up his robing too much here. And then I just want to see if he's got like elbow articulation, anything like that. So he does have elbow articulation. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, it's way up there, but yeah, you can bend his arm. And then you should have little wrist rotation. And then let's see here. Well, his head, yeah, his head rotates, but not all the way around. And it does, it feels like it's on a ball joint, but it's just his neck is so short, you're not getting any real movement. So, and then going down here, he does have waist articulation. You can see him, or at least in his body, you can see he moves to the left, to the right. And then going up here to his legs, yeah, you should have back, not really backwards movement. You got forward movement, not very much. Let's see here. He does have, wow, just for the size of this figure and how much articulation they put in here, I'm pretty impressed. So, all right. And then at the foot, you just have foot. Oh no, his foot is actually on a little tiny ball joint. So very cool. All right. I just have to say overall, it does seem like as time is going by, it does seem like they are getting better and better at these Black Series figures. So at least the ones I've been opening recently. So also, we have all the accessories. So you should have Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And come on, focus on that. There we go. And I'm assuming it does. Hopefully, yep. The blade should come out. Pop right back in. No problem. All right, and then we have Luke's blaster. Oh, come on, focus. There you go. And unfortunately, I kind of wish they had his, I don't think it's in the box. I was kind of hoping they had his belt, Luke's belt, for the blaster. They have the whole scene. Your weapons, you will not need them. So, all right, and then you have the Yoda backpack, and we will see how that all interacts here in a moment. And then Yoda's little tiny cane. And then what you have here, and honestly, the best way to look at them is probably in the packaging until I pop them out. But you have an extra face sculpt of Yoda, or head sculpt. So apparently you are supposed to pop the head off this guy. And then again, you have extra hands for Luke. And wow, this is the first time I've ever gotten a Black Series with extra hands. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so going from there, yep, very cool. Closed eyes, force focused. So it just always makes me nervous to pop the head off a figure. It's just a little nerve-wracking. But okay, so I'm trying to see if there's, it looks like the pins move in the hands, the extra hands for Luke. So one is clearly, they have it pushed in the position where it's, come on, folks, there we go. So you want it, so when he does the handstand with one hand, and you can see how flat they made the palm of the hand. And so the little peg that you insert into his wrist, it does move, but we're just, for now, for today's purposes, we're going to leave it like that. And then you have the one where he's trying to move the X-Wing or the rocks, his force hand. But all right, so real quick, I want to just run through his... Oh, okay, so just because they're a little bit unique, let's go ahead and look at his other hand sculpts. And okay, so you just have the open fist with the trigger finger out here on his right hand. And then just the standard open fist looks like it's... Come on, camera. There we go. Just looks like it's for the lightsaber. So we'll go ahead and slide that in there. And yeah, I'm a little disappointed they didn't give his weapons belt for this figure. Maybe even the jacket. But there you go. Holding the lightsaber. Good grip. And wow, that looks really good. The hand sculpts on this figure. Almost to the point they didn't quite go as far as to do the fingernails, but it looks pretty darn close. Okay, so just to double check, and I like to be thorough. Will he hold the lightsaber in both hands? And yes, he will. Very cool. Okay. And then let's real quick check the blaster for him. And very cool. They even have like some coloring on the handle there. Little brown coloring. And that's what I'm kind of wondering, because he's got the trigger finger. Oh, nice. All right. Slides right in. That looks great. Very cool. And yeah, you're not going to get the trigger finger interaction, but I want to see if it'll fit in both hands, and it does. Looks good. All right, so the thing I kind of want to check out the most is this backpack. So let's see how this thing interacts. And okay, so they have all the straps and buckles on there and everything, but they simplified it just to get it on and off the figure. You just have one little connector spot here where the little pin or peg should fit through here, and we'll try to reconnect it after we get it on Luke here. So and I'm hoping this isn't a struggle. Okay, very good. Okay, so the real tricky part is going to be reconnecting the little pin. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it on film, but you can actually see in the backpack, and you can see the hole the pin is supposed to go through inside the backpack. So, but yeah, this, oh God, is not one. It's a tough little connector to make here. All right, guys, so I did it off camera, and I'll edit that out. You guys don't want to sit here watch me fiddle with this thing for 5 minutes, but it's a little bit tricky. It's not incredibly difficult, but it's a little bit of a challenge to get this little strap to reconnect, because it's right in the corner here, and it's a really tight. But what I want to do is, let's see how well Yoda fits in here. So, and I'm hoping this little robe's not gonna... Oh wow, okay, very good fit. And they kind of have a little bit of lean to the bag, you can see, so you can kind of lean Yoda to one side, so he's okay, so he's kind of like leaning over Luke's shoulder, and he's not directly behind him. So very nice. I like the way that looks. They did a good job. So Yoda's in there nice and tight. He's not coming out. You can do the flips and everything. So, all right. So now that we know that works, let's see how Yoda kind of interacts with some of his accessories here. Of course, you have the cane or walking stick, and this thing is very, very small. So, and very thin. And yeah, he's grabbing it, but it doesn't feel like he's got a totally tight grip on it. It's just kind of popping out real easy. And then, oh, okay, so this hand looks like it's a little bit better for this. He's got a little bit tighter. His fist positioning is a little bit tighter grip, so he's got a little bit better grip on the cane. Yeah, okay. So I think it's designed for his left hand, and it does look like the necklace is not molded to the head. It is removable, but all right. Here's kind of the part I'm dreading a little bit. I don't like doing this, but let's pop his head off here. Ooh, okay. So there you go. Head off, and let's see how. And see, you can see the little necklace comes off here. And then let's just see how well he pops it back on. Okay, so you got to be aware of the necklace, and you kind of got to have it centered on his neck here. You're going to kind of pinch it in between the head and his body. So, and okay, there we go. And the other thing I'm noticing, I'm going to go ahead and take the walking stick out of his hand. It looks like this, it's about the same, but it just appears like he's looking more upwards. But of course, this is when he had his eyes closed to raise the X-Wing. And very nice. I really like that. But it's just, I don't like popping the heads off figures. It's not my favorite. Okay, but you can see it's not really difficult, and I kind of want to bend his elbows a little bit just because it's like he's got his sleeves are too long for his hands here. All right, so that's how you remove Yoda's head and swap it out. Very cool. And then the last little accessories we have here are Luke's hands, and again, not thrilled about this. Let's pop Luke's hands out. It feels like you're breaking the figures, it's not. But they're going in and out easy. Nice interaction. Then, yeah, you can see you can reposition the hand, but this is clearly the handstand. And yeah, you would have to get some string or something. I seriously doubt this figure's gonna. Let's see. Is it even possible? Not really. So we're not even going to fiddle with that. But there you go. That's how it looks when you want to do the handstand. And then also we have, oh man. And it's just also these pieces look so small and delicate. It's hard to, you got to be careful. You're putting a lot of pressure on them. But there you go. Jazz hands. You can see the other hand sculpt in the figure. So, and same thing, you do get articulation out of this, but nah, not really as much. Okay. It's a thumb to pinky articulation. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to put his regular hands back on so we can. Very interesting. Very cool. I'm glad they did it, but it's just, again, it just feels weird to be pulling your figures apart. So, all right. So, one of the things I always like to do with these figures before we finish up is, will they stand on their own? And he will. And that's awesome. But, of course, there's an extra added degree of difficulty here. We got to see, will he stand with Yoda back in the backpack, and trying to make sure it looks right. All right. So, well, I think I had him peering over the wrong shoulder, but it just depends. The backpack does have enough flex in it, so you can kind of put it over one shoulder or the other. On the artwork, they have it where he's over Luke's shoulder like this on this side, which is Luke's left side. But what I want to see is when he's in the backpack, how well will this figure stand? Very good. Awesome. All right, everyone. There he is from the 40th anniversary edition. This is Luke Skywalker and Yoda in their Jedi training scene from The Empire Strikes Back. And thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, I did it. I got him to do the handstand. No strings, no assistance from a stand. It is doable. And there he is, guys. So if you have a little patience and you want to work on it, you can get this figure to do the handstand. Just a little bonus thing I thought I'd throw in there, guys. All right, thanks for watching.